Of 2005 are up and running, and this is the first team selection. 6 from Ireland, 6 from England, 3 from Wales, including the captain, as we say, Michael Owen. He's joined by current England skipper Martin Corry in a rejig back row because Simon Taylor of Scotland was originally selected but pulled out after tweaking a hamstring in training. Donnacha O'Callaghan is the other change from the side that was first announced. Malcolm O'Kelly strained stomach muscles and has been rested for this match.
Just watching Johnny Wilkinson then, Miles, as you went through the team, went away from the formation, just dropped the ball on the halfway line as he has done so much, but now the individual comes back, part of the team, as Felipe Contepomi and his Argentinian team prepare to come out into what will be a cauldron tonight here in Cardiff.
This team have spent the week preparing to take on the Lions. All the other troubles and the absent players now to be dismissed from their thoughts fully, and they will play with all the passion we have come to expect from those who get to wear the colours of Argentina. Led onto the field by Felipe Contepomi, their captain tonight. Argentina without an estimated 26 players because of club commitments elsewhere or injury, so a mixture of amateurs and professionals, youth and seasoned experience. The latter certainly in evidence in the front row, where Maurizio Reggiardo has come out of retirement for this game and Federico Mendes is about to go into retirement at the end of it. As we say, Leinster's Felipe Contepomi skippers from centre alongside another man with plenty of experience, Lisandro Obizu. The 2 sets of replacements, and Ben Kay and Lawrence Dallaglio stepping into the positions vacated after the elevation of O'Callaghan and Corry. And for Argentina, the emphasis much more on youth here. Now it is time for the anthems. Yes, plural, because for the first time in their history, the Lions players and supporters have an official pre-match song of their own, with music and lyrics by Neil Myers. First, it's Argentina. So next it will be the power of 4, designed to stir the emotions and counter the effect of God Defend New Zealand in the haka on tour. Tonight, leading singer Catherine Jenkins will show us how it is done. the four corners of our lands, we're united hand in hand. Together we are stronger, we join, and proud we stand. The Lions will start this tour as they start every tour, loaded with traditions, but with no recent history as a team to draw upon. Momentum and the clamour for selection all starts here in Cardiff tonight.
Yeah, this is the road that really does lead towards Christchurch and the first test. So many interesting subplots tonight. The Lions, yes, are the main story, but all eyes are on Jonny Wilkinson. He's still early in his comeback. He needs game time, but the signs have been good in recent times. Gordon Darcy and Ollie Smith. There you go, Irishman and Englishman united against each other when Leicester met Leinster. Together now.
And the referee tonight is Australian Stuart Dickinson. Jules Hughes and Christophe Berdos of France support as touch judges. Of course, one of the great attractions of the Lions, their scarcity value. 4 years gives just about the right time to top up the levels of anticipation. And a Lion at home is a very rare species indeed. 1977, the Lions marked the Queen's Silver Jubilee with a match at Twickenham. In 1986, at the Old Arms Park, they took on a rest of the world 15, and now, nearly 2 decades later, the Lions return to Cardiff to play in this, their first official home test match. The first line about to be written. Wilkinson's kick-off taken by Schusterman with Plymouth Albion. In the English National League One, then kicked away by Todeschini, promising young fly half, and that will settle his nerves.
Well, it's a good start from Argentina, wasn't it? Lewis Moody did his typical chase, Schusterman took it extremely well, and Todeschini's kick was a good, solid one. Shane Byrne, will he find his targets? Good start.
Finds O'Callaghan. There's Cooper to Wilkinson, and then lost as Darcy tried to get the ball away. Picked up by captain Michael Owen, the Lions' youngest captain, at the age of 24, since John Spencer took on the role in 1971. Picked up the loose ball by Argentina in the shape of Ledesma, an experienced hooker away from Fernandez Miranda. Out it goes to Arbizu and Contepomi, and that is in behind the Lions and into space, chased by Jose Maria Nunes-Pirsek. And there we saw the experience of Arbizu and Contepomi knowing exactly what was on in midfield.
We also saw the Lions turning over ball. Corey and Ollie Smith made a bit of a mess, and if that ball had stopped 1 yard earlier, well, that wasn't the script. Piosecki's a really good finisher. Excellent start from Argentina, and perhaps the Lions just a tad complacent.
It's Byrne to O'Callaghan again, and taken by the Munsterman.
Leinster and Munster combining. We are talking camaraderie.
And the Lions driving, and driving well. Gareth Cooper, the scrum half, quite happy to see his forwards do this against an Argentina pack. Over the years renowned for their forward power. Out it goes to Wilkinson.
There you are.
And it's Nunes-Pirsek this time getting his hands on the ball. On that same channel again, it takes a bit of a hop and a skip forward, and Jordan Murphy, the fullback, comes down for the 22. Murphy talked about the pride that he's been feeling this week, seeing his name on the kit, but also said nothing achieved yet.
Starting point really, and if you're an ambitious rugby player from Britain or Ireland, you get picked, but then you've got to chase a test spot, and these 15 guys, that's what they're looking for today.
Wilkinson, high hanging kick, Woolcock got a hand to it. But it's Fernandez Miranda for Argentina. Legisamon, the number 8. Fernandez Miranda again. That's Reggiardo. End of retirement for this match. International retirement, that is, still playing club rugby in France. Good firm tackling by O'Callaghan. Fernandez Miranda wants the ball, and he's going to get the penalty as that ball was denied to him.
Well, and Argentina are going to probably now get the 3 points that their start has deserved. Early penalty conceded there. And Argentina, they've nothing too flash, but they've kept the ball, they've recycled well. And the Lions, there's been a knock-on. They got to Wilkinson's restart, but they didn't really control it. Just early signs of lack of coordination, and you'd expect that.
Well, here's a man who can kick. Certainly did against Japan in Argentina's most recent international. 8 successful attempts in that match. And at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff, he scored 3 points against the Lions. Francisco Torrescini.
Well, after all the problems Argentina have had getting the squad together for this match, they will feel a lot better posting the first points in this game.
Wilkinson restarts again. This time from the halfway line. Points conceded. The best start then from the Lions, but they're still settling down as a group. There's Darcy. And that's a good kick from Gordon Darcy. He's had this persistent hamstring problem, just one appearance in the Six Nations.
Now here's the restart again. As with the dropout 22, Lions' hands get to it. Lewis Moody, but then nobody sweeping up. Excellent chase from the Leicester man, but look at this, Shane Byrne, the only one near it. Work to do there.
Taken up that line out by Pablo Boza. One of the more experienced players, 28 caps to Boza. Scrum half, Fernandez Miranda is trapped. In goes John Hayes, wearing through the tight head. And then he tackles along with Martin Corrie. Argentina rolling round. Fernandez Miranda trying to dig it out, he's got it now. Torrescini. Good attempt by Corrie to charge down. Now it's Jordan Murphy who attempts to catch and does that very well indeed. Exactly what a side wants to see from the fullback. Gareth Cooper couldn't clear the breakdown. And then it's Leonelli trying to launch an attack on that side, and the train is getting in the way, but Contepomi getting away, and then he fizzes a ball out to Nunes Piasek, and this will be a try for Argentina. And to score against the Lions is a very special moment for a nation so aware of the history and traditions of the sport.
Well played, Argentina there. There's a wonderful high ball from Torrescini. Jordan Murphy's catch was superb, but then turnover. Contepomi takes his eye off it, but then look at the lack of cohesion in the Lions' defence. Too easy for the ex-Bristol man now with Leinster, and Piasek, as we said, is a fine finisher. Can't afford to make errors. Superb take from Murphy under pressure from Arbizu, but then Gareth Cooper just gets to him there. You can see Ledesma does ever so well, and then change of direction, and you'll see New Zealand change the point of attack when they get turnovers, and then Contepomi draws Murphy, and Piasek against John Hayes. Well, that's an easy one and an ecstatic one for the Argentinian right wing.
Torrescini has another kick, and it's another successful kick. He certainly can find the gap between the uprights, can't he? And that is a worrying start for Sir Clive Woodward and Ian McGeechan. McGeechan in charge of the preparation for this team, along with Gareth Jenkins and Mike Ford, and the crowd sensing that things are not going to plan. It's pretty clear, it's pretty obvious, and now they try and lift their side. Trying to lift himself again at that restart was Lewis Moody. There's no respect for personal safety. But once more, it's well played Argentina.
Well, just very clean and tidy from Argentina, and what they've done, they've taken advantage of the Lions' mistakes. Moody chasing again, but look, Byrne gets there, Corrie, Ollie Smith, but they're not that quick. But there will be problems, we know that, and if you are going to have problems, it's better here, first match, than when they get to New Zealand and it hots up. They've got plenty of time to sort this out.
Wilkinson having to stretch high for that pass from his scrum half Cooper. Cooper this time finds Michael Owen, and the captain gets them going. Cooper again, a little short ball into Roundtree. That's a better pass to the fly half, and Wilkinson gets it out to Williams. There goes Hickey. Oh, that is Hickey jinking away from men. And Wilkinson carries. But Argentina fight for that ball on the floor. And it's turned over again. Well, that's magnificent defence. It really is from Argentina.
A fantastic turnover and a magnificent clearance kick. Again, that's first glimmering from the Lions. Wide first. Johnny Wilkinson floats the ball out, and then the inside ball from Shane Williams to his right wing, Dennis Hickey, coming off the angle. Very good. It's the spare man finding the space. Steps Piosek, but Argentina do very well defensively there.
It's Geno who won the ball there for Argentina. Here's Ledesma. 46 caps to his name. He's led his nation as well. Stortoni, the Bristol fullback, bravely going down there. Rajado. Fernandez Miranda. Todeschini. It's Jordan Murphy. But Argentina will throw in 10 minutes, 10 points for the Pumas.
Todeschini's done very well, hasn't he? His pack of one ball turned it over, and Argentina are just playing territory, and they're playing it very well. They're feeding off the fact that this is the Lions' first game as a team, and you can see 71 possession. The pack have done really well. May not be their first choice personnel, but Argentina are a well-drilled forward unit always.
Fine catch again from Geno, the back row man, and now it's fizzing across the back line, and Stortoni joining that line, the full-back. It's been lost in the tackle. Tackle came in from Ollie Smith. Man overlooked by England at times this season, Ollie Smith.
Bernardo Stortoni is probably the best back in Division 1 this season. Magnificent for Bristol, but this is quite a step up, and Ollie Smith lassos his man there. And again, the Lions will just think they actually got a little bit too far over the gain line there. Everything they do in this game has to be related to what's going to come in the next couple of months.
Well, normally we expect a giant Argentina pack. It is a big front row, but some lighter men in behind. And some younger men too. This is Cooper trying to show his pace. He's got plenty of it. A clatter of bodies, including the touch judge. And eventually the Lions running out of space there.
Well, this was Cooper's forte in the Six Nations, lightning off the mark, but Argentina are really up for this at the moment, and they cover well as Michael Owen, his captain at the end of the season, supports.
Orange D'Alio called onto the bench. Champion of England again with his club London Wasps, third year in a row. Beating that man's side, Graham Roundtree of Leicester, who last wore a Lions jersey back in 1997 on the 1st of July against Northern Free State in South Africa. And that's a long time. Only Peter Winterbottom has gone longer between appearances for the Lions. 83 to 93, the 10-year gap for Winterbottom.
There's a much fresher Lion, Donica O'Callaghan, and here's another new one, Julian White. Teammate, of course, to Graham Roundtree at Leicester. Expected to push for a test place. Roundtree, I remember us watching him in Durban, walking along the Golden Mile, head down. He'd had a bad tour, he'd lost his test berth when he was expected to be the man. You felt his career as an international was coming to end. He's bounced back brilliantly, hasn't he, Graham Roundtree?
And also suffered that World Cup rejection in 2003. He's bounced back from that as well. Here's Fernandez Miranda, and that's good running from the scrum half, and good strength as well. It took two men to put him down, both of the Lions half-backs. Frustrating there for Argentina, that knock-on.
There's weaknesses all over the Lions' defensive system. This is a cracking break from the scrum half. And I'm afraid Danny Grucock doesn't make the tackle. Owen and Wilkinson get him down, but again, they're getting a long way over the gain line before the knock-on occurs there. Teething problems for the Lions, but let's give credit to Argentina. Tremendous start.
Gareth Cooper to put in, describing this as right up there with Wales against New Zealand in the Rugby World Cup. Most important moment in his rugby life. Here goes Ollie Smith. Tracking back by the captain, Contepomi. And that's a penalty for holding on.
That was absolutely superb there from the Argentinian midfield. Ollie Smith loves that outside arc, but Felipe Contepomi inspired at the moment. It's a good drifting ball. Now the tackle is made. He's down, he's up so quickly, and because he gets there so fast, Smith has no option. Look at that. Magnificent work. The Lions can't get there quickly enough, and Contepomi has earned his team a shot at 13-0. Superb work by the captain.
Contepomi, a winner here for Argentina against Wales back in 2001. Can he do it again tonight? What a story it will be. Long way to go, but this is for 13-0 for Argentina. Todeschini's kick. Oh, it's an absolute beauty again. Hats off to that man. That is immaculate kicking.
He caressed that one over, didn't he? The Bezier fly half. Nerveless there. Lions 0, Argentina 13. What were the odds on that after 15 minutes? Michael Owen had a great season for Wales, needs to get this team going.
There was genuine fear in the Argentina camp this week that this could be a torrid evening. And often fear inspires this kind of performance.
Yes, and on the pitch, I think one of the key facts as well, as Woodward and McGee can look on, is the fact that the Lions haven't yet won a restart, so Argentina are able to get ball and control it. And Todeschini and Contepomi have made sure they've played in the right parts of the park.
And did you see the work of the back row there? 6, 7 and 8 all together, making sure that ball came back for Argentina. That's a slice off the boot of the fly half, and it gives the Lions a chance to breathe here and get into the game.
Well, great pressure here. The Griezmann went and O'Callaghan was very fast. Corrie wins the line out for a sign of urgency.
So taken by Corrie, what can the Lions do with this? Their first aim is to start to push and shove Argentina as far as they can. Cooper to Wilkinson, good footwork, and he's found Ollie Smith. This could be a cracker. Here it is. To score a try as a Lion is a wonderful thing. To score the first one on the journey is a moment to savour for Ollie Smith.
Beautiful work from Johnny Wilkinson, though. He just drew the Argentinian defenders there like a spider would draw a fly into the web, and then Smith just exploded through the gap. It's the footwork of the fly half, really good. Look, checks, pulls him up, and then Smith from out to in. That's a lovely angle, and then a dive for glory. Lovely work, up and over from Wilkinson. Super footwork, good offload, and Smith's line was excellent. It really was.
So there you have the two feelings. First of all for Argentina, and their winger Nunes Piasek scoring against the Lions in their backyard. And now the first try on the tour for Ollie Smith. The management have been keen to stress that this game, even though it's been played at home, is all part of the tour. It is match one, not just a farewell experience. It certainly is a contest when you look at the scoreboard, but at least the Lions are on that scoreboard now. Lions 7, Argentina 13. Johnny Wilkinson with an international kick to his name again. Ollie Smith with a Lions try.
Yeah, but the red arrow you see coming across is the decoy from Darcy, and that's why Argentina drift out, the two blue arrows out, and there you go, the hole. Just a little outside drift from the inside centre, inside from the outside centre, 7 points. That was good.
Cooper to Wilkinson. Backwards, says the referee. Leguizamon given a chance to clear, which he does.
Well, I can't believe some of the crowd question that. This has got to be 6 inches backwards at least, and then it keeps rolling. Great kick from the number 8, Leguizamon. But did that go back into the 22? In which case, it should be a Lions line out, about 27 metres nearer the Argentinian line.
Yes, that was the bigger question mark, wasn't it? On to O'Callaghan. Wilkinson. Moody and Smith will try and get there. It's a good catch from Stortoni. Matching Jordan Murphy. Todeschini electing to run it this time and give it to Contepomi. Big local roar for this man. Shane Williams. But it's turned over for Argentina. And the referee needs to step in here.
Shane Williams will want to be very careful about his ball retention. Tremendous talent, but there'll be question marks about his physique. I thought that's pretty good work there from Argentina. Hands in quickly. Williams trying to make something of nothing now. I think it's very important for the Lions back three not to try and force the issue. It's important not to be too individual. Stay part of the team. It'll happen. God, what a
Look at that from the Argentina pack, and they thoroughly deserved that penalty. The Lions were standing up, they were forced up.
And as we saw that scrum, the statistic there, we saw 5 turnovers conceded by the Lions, none by Argentina. Test match rugby, you mustn't make errors. The Lions are making them at the moment, and Argentina are punishing them, especially this kicker Todeschini. That was a superb scrum. That was a lack of concentration surely there. John Hayes will not enjoy that as Mendes, almost retiring, puts him up in the air. Look at that, Argentina get a shove on very early, and then Roundtree in trouble. Is he forced up from the angle? That's the question.
And remember the players missing from this Argentina side, not just in the front row. We saw Hassan yesterday in the Heineken Cup final, Roncero too. Pichot, Hernandez in the backs for Stade Francais. These men want to take the opportunity, and Todeschini is certainly doing that. And Federico Mendes, who made his international debut 15 years ago as a pup. Some pup though, he downed Paul Ackford.
Not quite the grace that we're seeing from the boot of the fly half. You can't even hear the contact. It's such a soft stroke, wonderful kicking. We come to expect it from that man Johnny Wilkinson, but an Argentinian number 10 is kicking beautifully. And again, another restart that the Lions haven't been able to win. And the kick's not bad, the chase isn't quite good enough.
Clearly very well organised by their coaching team. It's the bits and pieces that are going so well, the set pieces, the restarts. Contepomi looking happy.
Well, the crowd are quiet, aren't they? Because they came here expecting the Lions to run rampant. But in a paradoxical way, I guess the management will be pleased that Argentina are playing so well, because they'll want to find the problems, the weaknesses. You can't address problems if you don't know they exist.
Cooper to Wilkinson. Into Ollie Smith, the try scorer, losing his footing there. The surface is good, the roof is on. The noise is staying in, but at the moment it is pretty quiet from the Lions supporters, as you'd expect, considering what is happening out there. But as you say, they are getting a challenge, and for that they will be grateful, but they will want to triumph. At the end of it all, this is Stortoni. He did well not to panic there. He showed his coolness, the reason why Bristol brought him to the club from Rotherham, with the fans putting up £12,000 to help in that exchange. And you can see there what he's been doing for Bristol in their promotion campaign this season.
Amazing season really, Stortoni, because when he played for Rotherham he just looked out of his class in the Premiership, and tonight he's looking like a very good player, as he has for Bristol all season. Johnny Wilkinson is employing quite often, not just for the Lions but for Newcastle when he plays, this kick straight down the park. He sees space there, but you need a little bit more height on it because it bounced awkwardly, but still the fullback had so much time to gather and find his angle. If you're going to go downtown, as the sort of Aussie Rugby League line is, you have to put a bit of height on it as well. Too easy for the back three.
Johnny Wilkinson represented the Lions so well in Australia last time around. Of course, these two teams have a history. Argentina against the Lions. It's not a particularly pleasant one for Argentina. That's 6 times between the years 1910 and 1936. Pioneer tours, really. Argentina's highest total in those matches, 3 points. Well surpassed already this evening. The mistake in midfield from the Lions, allowing Argentina this chance to get rolling again. Fernandez Miranda just looking around and checking to see what's on, and it's on this side with Arbizu and Contepomi. Got Lionelli outside, now it's with the winger. This is Lionelli, he's a big man and he will take some putting down. Grucock is the man to do that. Fernandez Miranda to Arbizu, to Federico Mendes. Fernandez Miranda again, Stortoni. They're right in their game, Argentina, and they're enjoying this. As every minute goes on, they feel more and more powerful. And so they should.
The tackling isn't great from the Lions at the moment. A few missed in this attack.
Ledesma looking to show his power. Fernandez Miranda. Sambucetti. Fernandez Miranda again. Out to Contepomi. Interesting pass out to Todeschini, and here's Nunes Pirsek, and he needs to be put down, and Williams didn't do that. Not at the first time of asking. And it's a knock-on, but it's a very promising attack again from Argentina, and applause from the Lion supporters for that.
And so they should be. Argentina are playing very well at the moment. Shane Williams doesn't make the tackle, doesn't go low enough there, and it's Gordon Darcy helps. That was the third missed tackle in that attack. Shane Byrne missed his own man. Johnny Wilkinson was clearly beaten by the inside angle from that man, Felipe Contepomi, just not making the tackles on the gain line. But you see, I mean, we'll watch Contepomi again now. He's playing very well too, isn't he? But he just steps in very easily. Johnny Wilkinson misses that. And then it was to be Shane Byrne missed the next one, Shane Williams, and that's why they got so close to the line there.
So plenty to think about here, and talk about and communicate, and all of those lines of communication have to be set up between these two players coming together from 4 different nations. But Argentina can hardly claim they're not a scratch side, and they've come together at late notice in terms of the personnel that they expected to be available, that they hope will be made available. A lot of their players still involved in the French domestic competition, which runs on into June, of course.
Wilkinson there dancing to the up and over, and Smith picks a great line. Frankly, in the first 26 minutes, not much has worked for the Lions. The Byrne-O'Callaghan line-out combination has been good. The Munster man's been busy around the park, but apart from that Wilkinson-Smith combo, nothing has happened for the Lions so far, and an awful lot has happened for Argentina.
Crouch and hold.
The much more content coach at this stage, Marcelo Lafreda. of Argentina, and his side have got the ball here with Leguizamo, the number 8, first of all, supported now by the rest of the forwards, and a passage made there for the scrum half, and it's already into midfield with Contepomi. Moody is trying to make a tackle, but Contepomi wriggled away, and Argentina are hitting their captain and trying to drive him over that line. Corrie's calling for support on that side. Well, his side have the ball, and Michael Owen gets a vital turnover there for the Lions. And Wilkinson kicks, and there's a big sigh in the Millennium Stadium.
Well, a real captain's effort here. The Lions nick the ball, and then Michael Owen knows he needs to carry it away from his line. It's quick, dynamic there through the scrum half, Fernandez, Miranda, and it just gave Wilkinson enough time to clear it. A try there for Argentina, and the Lions would be really twitching. They're twitchy at the moment. They'd have been twitching if that had been another 7-pointer.
Ledesma looking for Genoa again, and you can understand why. It's been going well so far, but not on that occasion. Cooper finds Wilkinson.
It's that ball straight down the park again.
Stortoni. Williams over the top with a kick. This is Shane Williams, might make it. Ledesma, that's a lot of those aging legs, but he got there. And all of a sudden, there's a lot more noise. People off their seats.
That was the first time Argentina have missed a touchline clearance. Stortoni was short, and Williams saw the space. He's very quick, and Mario Ledesma of Cas does ever so well to just get across there. Great attacking position for the Lions now. Shane Byrne has Corrie moving to 2, Drewcock in the middle, Lewis Moody at the tail, Owen, lots of options.
Could be a big swing in the match here, considering that Argentina nearly scored, and now the Lions, as we approach the half-hour mark, are on the attack. Can they capitalise on this excellent position? John Hayes rejoins the effort. It's taken away by Moody. He finds Cooper. Cooper's looking to go himself, and he's sucked in a few tacklers there. The Lions looking for a quick ball. Corrie gets it out. Williams touching a lot of ball now. Smith. Gordon Darcy arrives. Hand comes in from Argentina, but the referee's going back for a penalty. An offside awarded.
Now, a lot of people would have been thinking after half an hour the Lions would be running penalties under the post, but Argentina have turned this from what some people thought was a warm-up into a real test match. And that decision by Michael Owen to ask Johnny Wilkinson to kick is met with boos from the crowd in Cardiff, but what it should say is that is a sign of respect for Argentina.
This is an official test match, and it is living up to the name. Neil Back suspended after his actions in the English Premiership final and having to act as the glorified water carrier for the Lions this evening. Here's Johnny Wilkinson, who got used to that job himself over recent months. 3 points for Wilkinson, vital 3 points for the Lions. Michael Owen having made that call, and it felt the right one.
Yeah, also Neil Back will be talking to the team. He's got an important role, not just when he plays, but he's a key defensive coordinator, and he won't be impressed with the system and the missed tackles. The Lions will be a little bit happier with Williams' wit, pace and invention there.
Martin Corrie with the call and take at the restart. He does command those situations very well. Cooper to Wilkinson. Nunes Pirsek is under it. Stortoni looks inside and finds Leguizamo. Only one cap before today, scored a try against Japan, but from Japan to the Lions, and this, and Arbizu, and threats again coming from Nunes Pirsek, the winger.
The organisation of Lions' defensive work is really slow.
A lot of gaps. Ledesma. And Argentina right in the mood to take full advantage of those gaps. Look dangerous when they get the ball. in their hands, and Wilkinson goes back and covers that one to call for the mark. The chip from Contepomi.
He just might want to find touch this time. He's been going downtown, and in fact, when he went for touch last time, it was his poor kick that Piasek caught that enabled Argentina to counter quite well. Lions won the last line out on Argentinian ball. No, he's gone long, and again it's counter ball.
It's good ball for Argentina. They'll get a lot of time to make up their mind, and Leguizamon doesn't have any other thought than to go forward and cover a lot of ground there, and that's a tight space they're working in again, and Geno takes it well.
I'm really enjoying Argentina's performance here.
And they get another penalty.
Cold ruck, hands through there.
Ruck had
It's on the
formed.
blue side, you dragged it across.
So many basics not right as well. Roundtree missed the tackle there, but it comes from Johnny Wilkinson not finding touch. That's 2 missed touches in 2 minutes, and twice Argentina have run the ball back to good effect. You know, you're putting Roundtree up one-on-one against Leguizamon there. He's missing that tackle, but if it's Gethin Jenkins or whoever, if you're missing touch against the All Blacks, and you're saying to the likes of Doug Howlett or Sivi Vatu, maybe not Joe Rocafocco at the moment, who knows, but you give these guys ball, they are going to punish you.
Well, to use your phrase, you're going downtown and you're not getting a cab back, are you?
No, you're not.
So here's this excellent kicker, Todeschini, to re-establish a 9-point lead for Argentina, and they would be totally justified to claim that as a rightful position. Lions 10, Argentina 19, and Todeschini can do no wrong with his kicking.
And that's another magnificent strike. 100% record so far, but the fact it's 100% doesn't tell the tale, because there have been kicks from all over the park and he's struck everyone quite beautifully.
Moody and Corrie trying to get there to win the ball cleanly. In the end, they had to make the double tackle. And Argentina get the ball away again, and they were looking for touch and they found it. Williams takes it quickly to Jordan Murphy. Can he provide the spark here? Back it goes to Williams. And the referee is given the penalty for that challenge.
No.
Now I wonder whether Johnny Wilkinson would prod this one into the corner, go for the catch and drive line out.
And Danny Grukop will be part of that, and that is exactly the call coming from skipper Michael Owen to vice-captain Johnny Wilkinson, who pushes the ball towards that corner, as the Lions will try and lift their jumpers and lift themselves as we approach half-time.
No doubt one of the main themes in this half have been missed kicks to touch, have been punished by both teams. Lions now in a position to punish Argentina. Good ball.
It does go to Grukop from Byrne. Lewis Moody's got the ball, and he's got plenty of big men with him. Moore comes down, so it's Cooper to Wilkinson, and it's Williams stepping again. Good support there from Smith to find Wilkinson once more, and Cooper's flying there. Just stopped, nearly away. In steps Hickey and gives it to Williams, and Williams and his sidestepping best there.
Back you go.
Cooper once more. Hickey again, trying to switch the point of attack. In comes a hand from Argentina. Referee sees that as a penalty offence. They were flopping offside. So still advantage. Wilkinson is caught. Penalty.
Offside.
Michael Owen considering the tap. Be a brave man, 10-19. The brave man gives way to the sane man. Crowd don't like it. 10-19 down, that's got to be the right decision. Just got a glimpse there of Shane Williams dazzling his way over this Cardiff turf. He's done so well all season. Needs to be solid in the contact. Cooper was looking pacey. You go wide with this guy, he is such a threat. Ollie Smith does very well. That's good basic rugby.
And just about as simple as it gets for the man wearing 10 again in an international match, Johnny Wilkinson. Lions 13, Argentina 19. Nearly at half-time now. And at no point have the Lions been in front.
Well, at no point have the Lions been the better team. We assume, it's always a dangerous thing to do, assume too much. We assume that the Lions will pick up the game. You know, you look at the Argentinian front row, it is not the youngest as the Lions management look worriedly on, so they should come into this game, but there's a hell of a lot to think about after this first 40 minutes.
Here's Corrie into his opposite number, Schusterman. Wilkinson and Moody coming from deep. Darcy has to help out there. Good hands from Owen and Smith. Out to Williams again. The crowd would simply love to see him go the distance. What a roar that would be. Cooper came off an Argentina hand. There's Gordon Darcy. And the knock-on is given by Stuart Dickinson, who is on standby to referee any of the test matches in the series against New Zealand. George Hughes running the line today will referee one of those test matches.
And Gareth Cooper won't be playing unless he sorts out his passing. Very quick over the ground. But what he's doing, he's taking a step at the moment, and it was his harried mistake that led to a try. Look at this, 1-2. And again, Argentina are getting to him. He's got to be a little bit quicker. That's why Peel starts for Wales. He bosses the breakdown. He's faster in the hand. Oh,
and disruptive ball again, but the referee has given the penalty to the Lions because Argentina saw the sweeties in the shop and just couldn't resist and left the scrum too early. And that, to say the least, was useful for the Lions.
It's not the first poor scrum. Now Wilkinson just has to find touch. He can build on the length, get into the game. It's a solid kick.
Down automatically, don't worry. Yeah. No, it's wrong.
But really, this is not... I just don't think they're mentally switched on as much as they should be. They've been together 6 days. We know that they won't be that cohesive and various units won't work, but there have been elements of this game that have just been pure sloppiness.
Byrne to Grewcock, down to Cooper, to Wilkinson, to Darcy. Cooper again. Owen. And Roundtree wrestling to keep possession, which he does. And then Corrie. Hayes arrives, the ball is there, and Argentina have every right to flood through and take that ball. There's simply no scrum half in position for the Lions. And now it's Todeschini kicking in behind Shane Williams, who won't get very long, and that ball nearly bounced over the little Williams, but he did well to reach it out of the sky. Cooper's back there now, the scrum half.
I just say Mario Ledesma again was the first man there when that ball was loose to turn it over. The Argentinian hooker has had a cracking game, he really has. Turnover ball, it's out now. Stuart Dickinson's in A position, Ledesma's behind the ball, there you go. And he's quicker than Michael Owen there, and it's turned over, and Todeschini puts the good kick in.
Wilkinson. Stortoni. A kick like that to New Zealand and they'll hurt. And Argentina aren't doing too badly today. Stortoni lost that one, but it was a fine chase from him.
Great kick.
A courageous play. Cooper to Wilkinson. And it has been a courageous first half in general from Argentina, who came here given no chance.
First 40 minutes undoubtedly has belonged to Argentina. Too many errors from the Lions. Their restart work hasn't been good enough. They haven't tackled well enough, and we're waiting for Johnny Wilkinson to impose himself on his game. He's made a try with a lovely touch, but his tactical kicking really hasn't been of test match standards thus far.
And there's nothing like the Argentina side that were able to field against France last autumn when they won in Marseille, and see in Dublin when they came so close to winning. Fernandez Miranda, and that's drifted forward off Jeannot.
Just as well again. You look at that, the Lions on the blind side. There are no numbers there at all, and Fernandez Miranda must have thought it was Aladdin's cave opening up for him there.
It's not just a rare occurrence, is it? It is constant throughout the first half. That short side has not been defended adequately. Any level. Here's Williams. Murphy. This will be a fantastic way to go in at half-time, though, if the Lions were to score here. Cruel on Argentina. They wouldn't deserve to go in trailing. But the Lions would take it. Here's Murphy. Roundtree to Cooper, to Moody. Gordon Darcy. Here goes Hickey again. Cooper to Wilkinson. Owen, there's nobody there in that space apart from the ample frame of Regiardo. But the referee decides that Argentina once again were offside, which they probably were.
Well, that's the third time Argentina have deliberately gone offside, close to their own posts, and I just wonder whether Stuart Dickinson needs to say to them, I will use the yellow card. It's the last kick of the half. Wilkinson will take it. It should be 16 points to 19. The Lions are close, but they will be very disappointed. Argentina have been manful. They have been really excellent, depowered in their team selection. You couldn't have asked for more from the South American visitors. Second half, I think the Lions management are going to ask for an awful lot more from their men.
Yes, what a great advert for Argentina rugby. With so many players out, they have produced this first half performance against a fragmented Lions effort, and they will need every last second of half time to sort out the many issues facing them. Just the one bright moment of the try from Ollie Smith. But there's a match to be won here, and Wilkinson can cut the Argentina lead to 3 points if he is successful with this, which he surely will be. And he is, and that is half-time. The British and Irish Lions 16, Argentina 19. It is not the script, but Argentina had every right to rip it up. And great credit to them for doing exactly that. And now, in this test match, it is time for the Lions to put their thinking caps on. Ian McGeechan will have some vital words to say in the dressing room at half-time. This is the try. Johnny Wilkinson showing the footwork that he's been working on. And Ollie Smith showing his pace, a good line too, and then the power to make sure. As we say, the shining light for the Lions in a very disappointing first half to their tour.
Now, though, the Lions have got teething problems, playing like a side that look like they've never played together before, and Argentina have exploited that. Full credit, though, to this Pumas 15. They've outplayed the Lions in every facet, and they lead at the moment by 3. Quick look at the match facts. Lions making far too many errors, really. Too many turnovers. They've conceded 4 penalties as well, and each of those have been punished. The Millennium Stadium at the moment is stunned. Larry Morris, what's happening?
Well, you can have as many coaches as you want, and it is difficult getting all these players together to play a pattern, but there's 2 things that are happening at one, they're not communicating the defence, but more importantly, they're not winning the ball. They're turning so much ball in because they're putting not enough people into the rack. Put your forwards in the racks and let your backs do the stuff outside. We were looking out there just at the end, you had a 6, an 8, a 7 and a 2 out in the midfield, and when they get it, they can't hardly pass the ball.
The are always physical in that area. You know, they'll always send enough players to ruck them all the time. That'll spoil it, slow it down. That's their game. You know, they've got a good set piece, they get a good ruck and ball game, and then they frustrate the opposition, which they're doing to the Lions the first half.
What the Pumas are doing well is they're doing the basics very well. They're scrummaging superbly, putting the Lions under pressure there, and exactly what Dowie said. Second phase, third phase, they're throwing numbers into it. And if the All Blacks learned anything against the French last year, big numbers to the breakdown. Forwards, not backs. In the backs, backs, and it's a simple,
It's a
simple game.
Fiendishly clever.
Simple game. It's something the Welsh did so superbly.
The Lions are playing a pod system out there now at the moment, and they're not sending enough.
Scott, let's have a look at the tries. Perfect start for the Pumas. They went 13-0 up. Dowie can talk us through this one, the Piasek try.
Well, again, this is a guy that, we know a little bit about. Piasek. He's a very fast guy, but again, they're doing very, very well. They move it from one side to the other. O'Neill comes up around. This physio's on the pitch.
Physio's as decoy.
Well, it's part of the move, and it's a good try. No one's pushing up. They've just moved the ball from left to right, and Pace has done it.
And this is the Lions' effort made by Johnny Wilkinson.
Oh, definitely superb. Create the opportunity, Smith straight through, and finish well too. But that was just simple rugby.
Yeah.
Did the first phase well, did the second phase well. I'm sure that all those Clive and the coaching staff will be very upset at the way they've played. I must say that they'll be excited that these things have been exposed now.
But being out-scrummaged as well, you'd have to say the Lions.
Well, that, as we said before the game, one area that the All Blacks will feel as though they've got a superiority is in the scrum, as we see here, just totally dominant. And it got worse for the Lions as the game progressed.
As a back rower, look, Michael does well there just to get off the back of the scrum, but gets turned over. You can't play anything. You've got to have a solid platform. Sean has said, do the basics, and that isn't helping anybody. They can't get out of the area. They're put under pressure, and then that's allowing penalties to come. They've scored 12 points from 4 penalties, kickable penalties, which maybe they wouldn't have had if the scrum was better.
At what point will we see changes, do you think, Dowie?
It's difficult to say because you want these guys on the pitch to sort it all out. I mean, that's what Clive will. It's a test match after all. This is what they build it as. So I won't say any. I wouldn't actually move any changes. Maybe until the last 10 minutes. I'd tell these guys, right, sort it out yourselves. Well,
the Lions were 50-point favourites before this game. Questions are being raised all over the field, and they need some answers. Half time. Argentina 19, the Lions 16. Stadium, and early problems for the Lions. They are being outplayed by a Pumas side, not given a prayer before the start of this game. Can the Lions sort it out? Let's find out as we rejoin Stuart and Miles.
Thanks, Simon. A lot of talk of honour in the Argentina camp this week in their preparation for this test match, and they have been true to that word, played with a lot of pride. Now the Lions and these players, because of the brevity of this tour, and the Lions management themselves have said this is the first match on the tour. It is not some kind of celebration. It is part of the selection process. We'll see Argentina take the field now for the second half, but the Lions and their players, they haven't got long to sort this out, Stuart, have they?
No, they haven't. It'll be interesting to see what Woodward and McGee can do here, because yes, they could say you've got us in this mess, get us out, but it's a 22-man game, and they might just say you've had such a bad 40 minutes that I'm putting someone else on. And when there are 45 guys on tour, if you suffer a setback like this early on, then it could be a very long tour indeed. So if Woodward does stick with the same 15, they've got a lot of work, and they have got to start doing it very early. I imagine it'll be the same 15 to start, but for how long?
It is so far. Let's just look at those faces. It is. And the bench bring up the rear for now. Changes will be very much in the thoughts then of Ian McGeechan and Sir Clive Woodward. And Michael Owen with this great honour, 9th Welshman to captain the British and Irish Lions. Will not want it to be a losing start to something that he hopes will be, if not a regular occurrence, something that happens again. So here we go. Can these Lions players sort out these big early teething problems that we've all witnessed in the first 40 minutes? Argentina to start this second half. And one of the stars of the first half, Todeschini, their fly half with the kick, taken by Corrie. The Lions would love an early score to start to settle into their game. Well, they're given a chance to clear away from their 22, as Argentina didn't roll away. And it's the first penalty.
There certainly is plenty of use in playing badly on your first tour game. You know, I think the guys said it half-time, we said it during the commentary, you've got to identify the problems and you've got to rectify them early. But for this set of 15 players now, what they've got to do is start rectifying immediately. They don't want to wait for the training field. They don't want to give their rivals for test positions a chance. They've got to sort it out themselves.
Yes, there's no point winning 116-10 against Western Australia if you don't actually win the series at the end of the tour, as happened in 2001. We get our first scrum of this second half, and this a clear area of concern in that first period. Rowntree, Byrne and Hayes, the starting front row with the power of O'Callaghan and Grewcock in behind in the second row, and they're the subs waiting for their chance. Steve Thompson, you can see there, the hooker. Delalio too.
It's very interesting. Fred Mendes is wearing one, but he is scrummaging tight head against Graham Rowntree.
You're going to tell me start in. Both stay straight, start in. Do your work after the ball comes in, okay?
Reggiardo on the other side, veteran who plays in France, is giving Big John Hayes plenty of problems.
Mendes about to retire to his wine bar after this, back in Argentina.
Let's join him.
Moody quickly off there to tackle, and off legally as well. Jordan Murphy is coming across and watches that ball before delivering to fellow countryman Hickey. Out to Moody. Johnny Wilkinson. Knock on, and there have been too many of those from the Lions tonight.
Well, the ambition was right there, wasn't it? The Lions should be in superior physical condition, and that's why Jordan Murphy, Dennis Hickey and co will want to put width on this ball. They'll want to stretch Argentina. They've got some veterans, to use a kind word, up front, and they'll want to run them around, because Argentina don't have the strength in depth in the bench with all the players that they've got missing. So the sooner they can get Argentina moving, sooner they get them puffing, the bigger the holes will be. But they've got to get the balls, they've got to get the ball, and they've got to get the platform to do that first.
And Eusebio Guinasu, they have a very highly rated young front row player who took part in the Tsunami appeal game at Twickenham, representing the Southern Hemisphere. Didn't play for too long in that match. He'd love to get on here at the Millennium Stadium. Now, the Lions going to increase the pace here. Ollie Smith trying to hit that ruck. They've done enough. Here's Hickey. Got away on one occasion in the first half and showed how dangerous he could be. There's Rowntree. Cooper. Williams. Murphy. Bit of space. Oh, it's stolen. Contaponi was on hand there with Todeschini, and they were thinking about the possibility of a breakaway. Seconds after the Lions were thinking about the possibility of going themselves.
Nice change of angles there. Jordan Murphy just waited, came late off Shane Williams. A little underhand pass and Todeschini almost away. Change of angles have been quite good on occasions between Williams and Murphy.
There are certainly flashes. It's putting them all together. Good throw from Byrne there. Straight to his man. It's Ollie Smith. And Williams picks up. And a hand comes in from Boza. And now it's a chance for this counter for Argentina. They've got more space this time. And it's Nunes Pirsek. And he's beaten two tacklers. And the winger has carried very well again there. Try score in the first half for Argentina. Fernandez Miranda to Ledesma.
He's had a great game. He's had a great game, Ledesma.
He's been everywhere, hasn't he? Roll around from Mendes, and here's Stortoni. We talked about the Lions getting the first score and feeling better for it at the start of the second half. What would happen if Argentina score again? And Nunes Pirsek unable to hold that one. Cooper clears to the safety of touch and loses any advantage after the ball had been lost.
Another turnover, isn't it? Shane Williams tries a speculative pass. We saw Jordan Murphy trying one now. Williams darts through the middle. That ball is never on there, and Pablo Boza does very well. And then, look at this, the Lions are stretched badly again, and Piosek very quick, one-on-one with Grewcock, no problem, through Johnny Wilkinson. The numbers get there, and it was danger on the blind side yet again. The Lions, well, they will not beat New Zealand with turnover statistics like that. That is a fact, but luckily it's quite a way till Christchurch.
Ledesma again off the floor, finding Schusterman. Fernandez Miranda, and quite wisely Argentina trying the blind side, because it's been a profitable area for them tonight. Why not go there first? Leguizamon has had an excellent game at number 8, and he was in evidence again, but that's not one of Argentina's best moments as the ball drifts between Nunes Piosek and Federico Mendes. And there's no doubt that Argentina, and so they should, feel they can go on and get a memorable victory here, and they are annoyed by that error.
One thing I noticed there, though, the Argentinian tight forwards were walking back very slowly onto the short side, and I think that may be one of the reasons there was such confusion there. There might be first signs of tiredness.
Wilkinson to Gordon Darcy. A lot of line-out wins for Danny Grewcock. Can the Lions do anything with that ball? That is the bigger question.
That was well won from Lewis Moody.
And that was Martin Corrie finding Johnny Wilkinson, and Wilkinson gets it out the tackle to Roundtree, and Roundtree takes the tackle. Owen was waiting, and it was with Murphy. Wilkinson again, and the referee has given the penalty, and it's a quick tap, but he's called back. Jordan Murphy.
Well, you'd imagine Wilkinson will try and level it. That was a fine break from Wilkinson.
About the ruck, number 8 taken early.
And taken out early.
You mentioned it before, Stuart. Stuart Dickinson might start to think of a yellow card.
Well, we've praised Argentina for lots of their creative stuff, but they've been test match cynical when they haven't had the ball, that's for sure. Wilkinson going for goal now. Good work there. He picked a line off Corrie really well. The two Englishmen combined, as Wilkinson and Smith did for the try. This time, good angle from Corrie, and Wilkinson picks a dream of a line. And it's a lovely one-handed offload. Graham Roundtree in support, tugging off the ball. It should be 19-all. That was much better from the Lions. This is really good from Corrie. Through the that's what he's done well all season. And Wilkinson's line was excellent. He came out to in, just as Smith did, off him for the first try. First Lions try.
The end result from that attack is this chance for Johnny Wilkinson to at last level the scores. The cameras flashing all around the Millennium Stadium for Johnny Wilkinson, taking a shot of that man taking another successful shot.
He just doesn't miss these kicks, and that's why Clive Woodward was desperate to take him on tour. If he's anywhere near his best, he will be a major challenger for the test matches, because he is a kicker non-parallel. Superb.
Here comes Julian White to replace John Hayes on the tight head of the Lions scrum. Hayes.
I'll not have enjoyed his evening.
Thank you for finishing the sentence.
I thought you were just being kind in your pause.
Cooper, Wilkinson, Darcy, Moody, more like it. But again from Argentina with that turnover. So strong they have been at the breakdown. He made that strength count. Todeschini to Nunes Piosek, and out to Ledesma, who feels anything is possible tonight the way he's playing. Leonelli turns it back inside. Chance for Bolzer to go. Good tackling from Wilkinson. Needed to make it. O'Callaghan was there as well. The game in general starting to hot up now. Both sides really starting to go for it. Hickey to Moody.
It's got to be to the Lions' advantage now. They'll want to break the game up. Wilkinson, though, tried it first of all, and he says no, let's not do anything too rash. And that's a much better kick from Johnny Wilkinson. Finds the halfway line, but Argentina yet again stretched the Lions very well.
It's your man Ledesma again involved. He is popping up everywhere, and there was a big chance there had that ball gone inside again.
Actually, Lions have a lot of defenders between the 15-metre line. You get outside the 15-metre line, they are exposed. Another
He's been monumental tonight, hasn't he?
There he has.
So illegal work by the Lions, preventing the clear jump from Argentina. Now, Contepomi is asking the question to Todeschini, can you get it from there? Or shall I go for it? Of course, Contepomi is a good kicker, but both of them feel it is out of their range. No doubt the way Todeschini is kicking, if he thought it was on, he'd go for it.
And it's absolutely the right decision. When your kicker is pontificating, wondering about it, as soon as there's a moment's doubt, 9 times out of 10 those kicks are missed. You've just got to say, I'm not certain. No, go for the corner. A good decision then from Contepomi. I must say, he's done really well captaining them tonight.
He's a spirited leader by example tonight, Contepomi, and then Legisimon again. He's going to be one to watch for Argentina in the future. Just a second cap tonight, and now it's an Argentina drive. In goes replacement Julian White to try and repel, and because the ball came down to the floor, the Lions get the put into the scrum, and now White will combine with Byrne and Roundtree in a new look front row.
Up against the old men, Mendes still propping on the tight despite wearing one, and Reggiardo, who's another who's had a super game, up against Julian White now. And White should be fresh, he should be able to work Reggiardo. We shall see. If we had Nigel Redmond with us, he'd tell us that's officially a mess.
White is bursting with effort, isn't he? Now he's off that bench. A lot of power going in there. And the referee has awarded the penalty to Argentina. That is a dangerous area of this sport. Now, do these guys do it?
I know you want to make an impression, but it's not a good one from the start. The whistle's gone. Don't drive. That's dangerous. Okay, no more. Just a late drive, is it? Yeah, you just drive. Whistle's gone.
That's your point about White bursting off the bench. Yep, in a nutshell.
A bit too fired up.
This man Todeschini has not been fired up, he has been coolness personified.
This is where Julian White tried to clear away a player on the fringe, and that power dislodges the ball, but then it went a little bit wrong for him at the scrum, although you can't doubt the effort.
Well, that was sloppy from the Argentinian pack there, and most of this match it's been the Lions forwards who've been making basic errors like that one. Schusterman lost control of that ball, but now a chance, and Todeschini so far hasn't looked like missing anything from this range.
There goes the fly half again. Well, some of them take an unusual route, but they find their home. And a long way from home, Argentina lead by 3 points again.
Well, that one looked as if it had found its way via a couple of Cardiff's fine hostelries, but it got there. Now Lewis Moody will be chasing. Johnny Wilkinson bouncing the ball at the moment. Lucy in field. Lewis Moody on the chase.
Moody trying to get there, but beaten to it by Schusterman.
All night.
He made his name for Argentina on the 7th circuit. Schusterman, Moody wearing 7, nearly with that charge down, but no advantage. Moody was offside. So 17 points now for Todeschini. And the Lions know that if they give penalties away, not in this particular area of the field, they will concede points. That is written large.
There goes Moody on the chase. But you tell me where the rest of the red shirts are. 4, 5 Argentinians and then Shane Byrne. And it's been Shane Byrne on a couple of times, and it just hasn't worked. And what's been a slightly disappointing is that plan has failed, yet the Lions have not deviated from it at all. They haven't gone long. They haven't gone to a different part of the pitch. There hasn't been a lot of mental flexibility at the restart.
The crowd concerned and worried by what is happening out there.
Well, the crowd are lifting the Lions more than the other way at the moment.
Maybe the biggest crowd that the Lions play in front of on this tour of 2005. One of the New Zealand capacities getting to the level of the Millennium Stadium. And the Lions needing every bit of that support at the moment as Argentina go again.
This is
good technique.
This is fantastic effort, collective will and organisation. They'll be working this, trying to get another 3 points, that's for sure.
And no sign of tiring here. Argentina are in it to win it. And they're going to ask their bodies to push on and get penalties for Todeschini. Applause from Fernandez Miranda to his forwards. Up comes Stortoni from fullback. The whole of the Argentina team is fizzing.
And Lawrence Gilalio imploring his team from the bench. He'd love to be on there now. Great frustration for the team bench and the entire 45 men at the moment. You do feel that Argentina will tire if they're stretched, but because they're winning restarts, they're winning breakdowns, they're driving so well, they're controlling the tempo. And whilst they control the tempo, they can trundle, and when you're winning and going forwards, it hurts the guts a lot less than when you're chasing across the paddock.
And Stuart, there's a bigger point here, isn't there? The fact that Argentina feel left out from the top table of world rugby, despite their recent performances, can't get into the Tri-Nations, would love to be part of the Six Nations. They feel on the fringe and they keep delivering these top results, and with a side like this taking on the Lions, not their first choice selection by a long way, if they were to go on and win this match, what a message they would send to the world game. And the message that Todeschini is sending today is that watch out over the coming years for the role that he is going to play at fly half. We saw Coach Lafreda there, one of the great Argentina players, 48 caps between 1978 and 1994. And now a very proud coach. Replacements being made by the Lions. You can see there Chris Cussiter has replaced Gareth Cooper at scrum half.
There you go, Miles. The Lions get their hands to it first, and then it's swept up by Argentina.
Leji Simon. Fernandez Miranda excellent in his scrum half duties today. Jordan Murphy will catch this. And he's off. And he's looking for a good bounce. He's got it. He finds Shane Williams. Final quarter of the match is coming.
Still you wait for that Lions surge. Jordan Murphy, he sparked a bit tonight, gets a lovely bounce there, offloads to Williams, but again it's cleared. Good position for the Lions now, and Chris Cussiter, what a moment for him. First start for the Lions as well, the promising young Scottish number 9.
And he gives the ball to Wilkinson.
It's a beautiful
and
pass.
Out to Williams. Oh, and Hickey can't pick it up, and now it's with Todeschini, and Lionelli will go with him. And this is a long chase back for the Lions. And it's Cussiter off the bench and straight into action. He did very well to get back there, but it's Argentina to put in. And the Lions are running out of time to change the perception of this match. Another attack breaks down here.
That's a blistering pass from Cussiter. It's a good line from Williams, but then Hickey and his right wing. They just don't combine well enough there. That was, well, I say just, that was a matter of people who don't know each other's game. But now they're trying quite complex things, and the timings aren't working, the basics aren't working. And again, Argentina, when they're given a sniff, have just driven them backwards. And, you know, we talked about Argentina's frustration with World Rugby and how they don't feel that they're given enough respect. I think now, after 60 minutes, one has to say the Lions haven't shown this Argentinian team enough respect, and well, Argentina are hurting them for it.
And to go back to the point we're making about Argentina and how they are definitely on the world map, 130,000 playing base back home, and South American rugby in general, it is something that the world game needs to get a hold of, because it is a great area which can grow and grow, and now the international board have that very much towards the front of their minds at the moment. Shane Horgan now to enter the fray. 8 tries in the Heineken Cup this season. The top scorer in that tournament. Big man, 6'4", 16 stone. Offers a different kind of threat. And he replaces Ollie Smith in the Lions midfield.
So when Brian O'Driscoll's missing now, you've got Darcy and Horgan play together regularly for Leinster, work off each other very well, and maybe just a little bit of that experience and teamwork might help the Lions. But this is an area where they need to defend very well.
Experience and nous coming from the Argentina forwards. And picked up by Geno, the flanker, off the back of another big scrum from Argentina.
Drop goal wouldn't be
With
the worst.
Reggiardo, Lionelli.
Drop goal wouldn't be the worst result here for Argentina. 6 points up.
Fernandez Miranda. No thought of a drop goal yet from Todeschini. Might start to get in position now with the ball being worked into midfield. He's dropping back, but Fernandez Miranda goes to find prop forward Reggiardo.
He's still waiting.
He's getting ready. He's about to pull the trigger. Todeschini looking for the 3 points. Well, considering what he has done tonight, not one of his best moments, but he's certainly not a man to criticise on general performance.
That's quite a let-off, isn't it? Because he had a lot of time there. He had a lot of time for that kick, and boy, if that had gone over, it would have been interesting. Ollie Smith, he's taken a bang. Actually hasn't done badly in terms of his running lines.
Wilkinson restarts. Brewcock tries to get there, but he's beaten to it by Geno. Now it's Cussiter to Wilkinson, and this is a chance for the Lions with Cussiter. Took a blow there, did well. Morgan was up with that attack. Cussiter again to Wilkinson. Murphy. He's got Hickey outside, and he's tackled by Boza. Pablo Boza was there.
Great work.
9 years involved in the Argentina side, and he has every reason to believe that this could be one of his greatest nights.
Great work from the second row. But the Lions won a ball there, and Johnny Wilkinson made a superb break. Before that, then he's throwing out the ball to Murphy. And Boza tracks across and nails Dennis Hickey. First restart the Lions had won. Moody cleared it up. Then you got the Lions attacking.
Another messy line out. Let's look at this break from Johnny Wilkinson.
Well, he's got himself one-on-one with Mario Ledesma, and that's what he wants. It's a half break, and it's a good offload there to Cussiter. But it came because they actually won a restart there, got some ball.
Don't touch him, 9, stay up.
Referee deciding to reset the scrum.
Stay down. Just crouch and hold.
He's also decided to go over to the far side to check on the binding and the pushing over there.
Well, Reggiardo has been heroic, you know.
Keep it up, arms up. Stay out half.
Cussiter. Wilkinson. Another shimmy from Wilkinson. And again it gets the Lions well across the gain line. And he gets them a penalty as well.
Early tackle.
Lots to like in Johnny Wilkinson's running game at the moment.
Whoever tackled this man was early. Grabbed him early.
Kicked his goals, must take 3 points here.
We saw signs of that running game, didn't we, when he played in the wild card semi-final of the English Premiership. Newcastle against Gloucester.
Well, this is what he was working on in sort of the year 2001-2002. He takes a high one there still. It's a physical game. And Johnny Wilkinson will always rise from that, and he'll get plenty more treatment like that in New Zealand. But I think he's going very well with the ball in hand. He's some of his kicking loose in the first half, and still, despite what people may say, there are question marks about his tackling, but he's looking sharp going forward. Of that there is no doubt, and he's kicking his goals.
And in 2004 and 2005 he's been working with the Leeds Rhinos on exactly that kind of foot movement. This time he just solidly plants his right foot to be able to swing that famous left. 3 points the difference. Who is going to end on the winning line here?
Wilkinson's been responsible for a lot of Lions points, you know. The little shimmy for the Ollie Smith try, his own dart there, and he's kicking the goals.
Todeschini restarts. Martin Corrie.
Oh, good tackle.
Got low, didn't he? Schusterman took him out. This is Wilkinson. Stortoni and Nunes-Piasek. Yes, for once, getting it wrong. But still time because of the length of the kick. That's a pretty long response from Nunes-Piasek to Wilkinson. And that exchange, no doubt, Argentina will feel that they are the winner.
Oh, definitely point to Argentina there. Fantastic goal kicking tonight. 6 out of 6 for Johnny Wilkinson, but frankly, Todeschini, no fault of Wilkinson's, he only kicks what he's given to kick, but Todeschini has kicked 7 from 7, and they have been from all parts. Of course, in Quesada they have had one of the world's best fly half goal kickers for many years, but this guy's got a bit more pace to his game. He looks a good number.
Yes, he's in front of Quesada now in the Argentina ranks. And he could be for some time on the evidence of this performance.
That's a blue man, then a red man.
His 8 successful kicks against Japan, but the Lions, a different proposition, and he's held his nerve superbly.
Just crouch and hold.
Argentina are about to make a change in their back row.
Stay on half.
Santiago Sanz is about to come on. He's stripped off on that far side.
I must say, in their back row as well, Schusterman, the Plymouth man, has played mightily well as well. Les Guizamon, solid effort from their pack, more than solid, excellent.
Wilkinson to Murphy, and here's Darcy.
That's a penalty.
Holding on. As clear as night follows day. It wasn't Jordan Murphy, it was Jordan Darcy.
But again, Lisandro Arbizu and Contepomi in centre have tackled ever so well. Darcy's quick, but he's just not getting away from the veteran captain. Tackle made. He wants the support there. One thing I will say in Darcy's defence there is there were not many Lions support men there. When they moved it wide, it didn't get numbers. Murphy was the only one threatening.
And Steve Thompson is coming on for Shane Byrne. Argentina just holding that substitution that they were planning. The Lions are going to make another one with Ben Kay replacing Donica O'Callaghan.
And I think, Miles, as we near 70 minutes, we have to say we're 10 minutes or so away from what would be one of the greatest shocks in the history of Test match rugby. This is not the Lions Test team, but Argentina are decimated. They're 10 minutes away from a great result.
There's Wilkinson to try and prevent that from happening. Horgan. Williams. Referee playing advantage for the high tackle, as he indicates. And that's the penalty. So Argentina 10 minutes away from one of their greatest and proudest moments in what has been already a tremendous night for them. So much for their coaching staff to have gained from all of this. This is the penalty for the high tackle on Williams from Mendes. But now they've got so close and been in front for so long.
But all credit to Freddie Mendes. Yes, he went high with the penalty. It was a tired surge. But Mendes has worked so hard.
Well, we're hearing that Donnacha O'Callaghan should not have been the man who was taken from the field, and he is now coming back on to replace Grucock, who was the man that they wanted to take off. So the wrong number was held up, and that caused the confusion.
Lions' mistakes on the pitch, and now we're getting them on the bench as well. Good start for Kay. Solid take.
Cussiter to Wilkinson. Darcy. Moody and Corey trying to get in there. Cussiter again. Wilkinson. Murphy. These are crucial minutes now for the Lions. It will determine in many ways how they feel when they get on that plane. They do not want to get on the plane already having lost a match, and there's a charge down. Corey tries to get in there again. All of this happening with Argentina, a man down on the floor, but Martin Corey knew nothing of that. He just had eyes for Contepomi, and that's a fine physical effort from Corey.
Great work there, but it's tough on Argentina, isn't it? Because Todeschini is down lying on the floor. He's a quicker clearer of a ball than Contepomi, and that's why the Lions got the charge down. Corey just pursued what was in front of him. Leguizamon did awfully well to bail Argentina out, but that was directly because of the star fly half down at the moment. Of course, if the Lions do lose, it will not be without precedent. I remember 1971, Fiji beat a Barbarians team that was almost man for man the Lions team that went on to win the Test series in New Zealand, so it's not the end of the world.
As you saw there, Santiago Sanz is on, Manuel Carriça is on as well, just 20 years of age, and trying to close out a victory against the British and Irish Lions. Todeschini is going off, and this is a sad sight because he has contributed so much to tonight's proceedings. Federico Todeschini. And coming on will be Lucio Lopez Fleming for Argentina. Contepomi will presumably move into fly half, or maybe not. No, Contepomi decides to stay in his original position and let the youngster have that key role at fly half. The Lions with Julian White. And the rest of the forwards in desperate need of something. Cussiter wanted the ball, he gave them the tap. Now can the backs deliver? Horgan, that's what he gives to a team. Tremendous carry there from Horgan. Here comes Corey, but he's dropped it, and it's turnover ball again.
Too often that's happened. Martin Corey doesn't do that too much this season, and just as well for the Lions then that was a sliced kick there from Lucio Lopez Fleming, because only Jordan Murphy was remotely near a defensive area.
And Stuart, that's why I was surprised that Contepomi in that defensive situation didn't go into fly half.
Yeah, here you can see the knock-on from Corey as well. But look at this. Lopez Fleming just gets carried away, slices the ball. Must be what, 5 minutes normal time, 5 minutes or so injury time. That front row, I can't believe Mendes, Ledesma and Reggiado have lasted this pace so well.
Well, when it's your last international game, as it is for the prop forwards, then it'll be very hard to haul off the field, but it is, as you say, an amazing ask of their aging bodies. Contepomi with that kick, but the Lions, again, because the length was not all there for Argentina, it wasn't the clearance that they desired.
The last three kicks now have been 2 slices and a charge down. They are tiring.
Approaching 62,000 in the Millennium Stadium for this Lions send-off match, taken by O'Callaghan, the man who thought had been substituted to be reprieved. Cussiter to Wilkinson to Darcy. It's a test now of test match ability to win it from here, and it hasn't been going right. If they can just salvage this now. Cussiter again to Williams, and now Wilkinson's dropped the ball.
It's not a good pass from Shane Williams, is it? And frankly, I just don't think the Lions' attacking system, having Johnny Wilkinson standing on the left wing 30 metres out, makes much sense. Cussiter's been very impressive since he's come on, though. Really impressive. Struggled with Scotland all year behind a pack that was going backwards. He has looked rapid. I know Ian McGeechan holds him in the highest esteem. He's been one of the few success stories thus far.
Leguizamo and Sands, and a Lions penalty. Now they have a chance to level it, and there will be at least 5 minutes to add on of extra time, and Wilkinson
has to go for the goal. No.
Well, it's greeted with the approval of the crowd and the coaches as well. The Lions going for the try.
Well, Michael Owen, the captain, made many brave decisions when he led Wales to Grand Slam glory. Now he's gone for the corner, and Steve Thompson under pressure. The hooker, who has not thrown well for 2 years, needs a big one now.
On this tour, the pressure will just build and build, but here's the first big pressure point. Can the Lions start to put the pieces together at the very end of this match? Owen, the captain, advantage being played. Wilkinson to Horgan. Darcy gets there quickly, so does Corrie, and they have really gone flying in there. Williams joined the big men. Cussiter points to the ball, and the referee goes back for the first penalty.
And the Argentinian pack still got the strength to be very hostile. Now they have the option of the line out, the scrum, or the 3 points.
This is all about boosting the morale as the Lions leave in 2 days' time, just making sure that they're not a losing team.
On your side, I'll have a chat to them as well. Tell them to get their heads on the job. Hey, listen, I understand, but we've got too much talk from your fellows as well. Okay? Yes, firstly, the penalty here is offside where they've come in front of the last feet. Okay, we need the guys to fight. Yeah, of course.
Instructions from Stuart Dickinson to Captain Contepomi. This has to be put in perspective. I mean, there are bigger fish to fry, and that is no disrespect to Argentina and what they could be about to achieve. This Lions team has got together to beat New Zealand in New Zealand. That is the main purpose, and if they lose en route to that, either today or in the provincial games, nobody will remember those losses if they win the Test series. But this is an official Test match, and no Lions player will want to be associated with a home defeat. This rare experience for the Lions to be on home soil. Thompson to throw again. Mendes trying to lift a leg there. Has to be careful, otherwise that will concede a penalty. Argentina pride themselves in the rolling more, but they're having to defend. The Lions rolling more here. O'Callaghan is trying to drag it out. as he can sense that it comes to the floor. Lewis Moody, he's got it now. Cussiter just the onlooker at this stage, the scrum half. Now it's with him, to Wilkinson, to Williams. Oh, Williams is going through! Well, good tackling from Argentina again. Just managed to close the door.
Red 12, red 12.
That's unbelievable.
It's Darcy.
Lopez Fleming, the substitute, has come in just as the tackle is made on Williams and wrapped that up. It looked for old money like Shane Williams are going to enjoy another memorable moment in the Millennium Stadium. And Miles, how important is that? I felt Argentina were just about to crack, and now they've cleared their lines. Bravery from Argentina.
And now the Lions have to make use of stoppage time.
Just look at the speed the Argentine pack are going to this lineup.
Just to go back to that penalty, Gordon Darcy, the man to give it away. He's going to away a couple of penalties in this second half, and he's not as match sharp as he would want to be, and evidence of that in the conceding of vital penalties have to be eradicated. Now the Lions trying to challenge for that ball as they must, with the seconds slipping away from them here. Argentina are on the verge of a momentous win here. It is massive for Argentinian rugby.
Good kick.
Contepomi the captain. The Lions can't hang around. It's Murphy from Hickey's quick take. Now it's Williams. Darcy doesn't want to get caught in possession again. Has he released it? Argentina were there in numbers. Lions get the put in.
But now it's just riveting the clock. 82 minutes 34 seconds to go. This would be, I reiterate this, one of the most sensational scorelines in the history of Test rugby. If the Lions lose this, and it doesn't write them off in New Zealand, but it's a real setback, and it would be a humiliation for Clive Woodward, his management team and the entire squad. There's no point messing with words. Already it has been a bitterly disappointing performance. Defeat would be humiliating against the head.
And that sums it up. The Argentina pack. The little wink from Ledesma to Mendes with Reggiardo alongside. The front line. But now the Lions try and do the same. Where did they summon that from?
I tell you what, for the first time the Argentinian forwards thought, we've done the work.
They relaxed.
Yeah, they did.
And it could prove to be fatal.
Well, I can't believe, this is so exciting now. I didn't believe we'd be in this situation. 62,000 in Cardiff. The Lions at home, wow. Man of the match. I think Wilkinson's done well for the Lions going forward, but Mario Ledesma at hooker has been the spearhead of a brilliant effort from an Argentinian pack, and he's my man of the match, win, lose or draw.
There's Yorick Test, man of the match, Ledesma. Will he be a winning man? Wilkinson to Darcy. Cussiter. Owen. Captain again, trying to inspire. Cussiter once more to Roundtree to Moody. And there is the scrum half getting scragged by Leguizamo, who has been magnificent to all of the Argentina forwards. In fact, all of the Argentina team. They can take a bow tonight, win or lose, and it's looking like a win unless the Lions can conjure something from this attack. It's Horgan.
Ledesma and Reggiardo tackling.
Murphy's on this side. Argentina have numbers. Seem to have numbers everywhere. Cussiter again. Now it's starting to break up. Lovely skills from Murphy, but Darcy's dropped it, and with that, has the final chance gone.
What a big decision. A minute to go now. Stuart Dickinson gave a trip as a penalty against Argentina. Wilkinson probably would have kicked it to draw it, but then Darcy had such a clear run that would have been a try, so that was sufficient advantage, and with that drop pass, has the chance gone? Here comes Ledesma, soldiering manfully on. What a miss.
Cannot believe how these Argentina players have covered the ground. But the Lions better believe it. They've driven hard again. They've tried to disrupt that Argentina scrum. It's turned right around, but Argentina have the ball. Fernandez Miranda. Contepomi. Into touch it goes. Referee Stuart Dickinson checks with the television match official, the timekeeper, Eric Derriere. And he decides that we still have time for this line-out.
Last play. And Wilkinson comes at anything. Can Thompson hit his man?
He does. Cussiter. Wilkinson. Horgan nearly dropped it. Tackled by Sands, the replacement. Cussiter again. Owen to Roundtree. Just can't find a way through. Or on the outside either. Williams. Thompson. Stands and takes the tackle. At least from the Lions' point of view, he's managed to hold on to the ball, but can't get into that 22. Williams. Penalty. Decision time again.
Well, no, it's a draw. You can't afford to lose. Psychologically, the Lions will not want to start with a loss.
Time out.
Surely, I mean, morally, the game has gone to Argentina, but points on the board are what matter in rugby, and Michael Owen must ask Wilkinson to kick this one. And, well, hang on, let's now admit that Johnny Wilkinson has a massive pressure kick himself. An immense pressure kick. It's to his credit. We sort of assume that the penalty means a draw, but no way, this is pressure.
In that respect, the Lions will not be complaining tonight. They have been given a severe test. The players have been put under pressure, what with Thompson throwing into those line-outs and finding his men too. Wilkinson now has a kick to square the match, and as you rightly say, the moral victory is within Argentina's hands at the moment. Will the real victory be with them as well? It's all on this. Wilkinson go the flags. The Lions get the draw. Somehow they managed to scramble it. And when we came here, we were talking about history, and it was all connected with the British and Irish Lions, but it was Argentina who so nearly had their slice of history cruelly denied by the Wilkinson kick at the end. It's finished. The Lions 25, Argentina 25.
Well, few causes for comfort from the Lions from that performance. Johnny Wilkinson was one of them. He's still got much of his game to work on, but he's shown that he's got that cool nerve when it matters. He ran well, but really today's story, you said it, we came to watch the Lions before they went to New Zealand, but Ledesma, Reggiardo, Mendes, Leguizamon, Schusterman, absolutely fantastic. And I just wonder if Argentina hadn't lost Todeschini, well, they wouldn't be just dancing for joy with a draw. That would have been for a win.
And they think it's a victory, and so they should. Argentina came here with the talk not just of history, but also of an expected whipping for this team. Far from their first choice. They have many more options now. Players who have risen to the occasion, and some old friends of Argentina rugby who decided in their final matches to give their best, and what a proud way to go out. Federico Mendes retires today, and alongside Ledesma in that front row, and Reggiado, who came out of retirement, while Mendes can take them back to that wine bar in Argentina, and they can uncork some of their excellent red, tuck into a steak, and they have deserved it.
They can drink long into the night. There's a smattering of Argentinian flags waving, and they've got every right to be proud of their team. Against all the odds, they have been quite superb. Wonderful effort from them. For the Lions, it's just as well the problems that have been encountered are encountered before they get on the plane for New Zealand. You're sometimes on a tour, you want to unearth the worrying elements and get working on them. All I can say is it wouldn't be an understatement to say that the coaches have got a very busy few days in front of them.
For the Lions, plenty to work on, but we sort of knew that. What we didn't know was the way in which Argentina were going to play tonight. It is Argentina who have lifted our spirits. Over to the Lions to do that in New Zealand, and they get on the plane on Wednesday.
Well, no one had foreseen this except for the 22 Argentinians who played so well tonight. It was more than a lack of familiarity for the Lions. One of the great displays by a Pumas 15. You can see exactly what it means to Filippo Contaponi and his men. They're dancing around as if they've won the game, and they very, very nearly did, had it not been for that last gasp penalty by that man Johnny Wilkinson. And they'll be dancing, they'll be partying long into the night, you'd have to say. Congratulations to them, they thoroughly deserve it. There he is, the man that did it so often for England. He's back on the international stage. Welcome back with a bang. Relief for the Lions, and that man Johnny Wilkinson, he's bailed them out with the last kick of the game to earn a draw. An ironic smile, but Mario Ledesma, the man of the match, thoroughly deserved. He's flying, and why not? A proud, proud effort by the Pumas pack, and indeed all of this Argentinian side. Great result for them, even on paper, but certainly it's Argentina who are by far the happiest side. 25 all. Let's hear from Michael Owen and from Johnny Wilkinson as well. They're with Graham Simmons.
They are indeed, Simon. Thank you very much indeed. Michael, congratulations on getting yourself out of the hole. What on earth were you doing in the hole in the first place?
Yeah, it was a difficult game. Argentina came and played extremely well, and they were the better side today. We were lucky to get away with a draw.
You would have expected some rough edges. You only had 6 days to work together before the game, but that many rough edges?
Yeah, it's bitterly disappointing, but we just we just got to take the positives out of the game now and try and bounce back now in the next game, and that's what we're looking to do.
What were you saying out on the pitch as captain?
We were just trying to keep the ball. Really, that was the biggest problem we had. We were going into contact and we losing the ball, and then we couldn't get our game going. I think when we did keep the ball, we looked good, but it was just the fact that we couldn't keep the ball. So that's a big thing for us to work on for the next game.
Is the overriding feeling right now one of just relief?
Yeah, we're relieved, a bit disappointed, but like I say, this is what happens in rugby. We have highs and we have lows, and this is not a low, but it's a disappointment, and we just got to bounce back from it.
Johnny, fantastic kick at the end. I guess that's why you practice on Christmas Day, isn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't hoping for one of them right now. I don't know how many of those you get in your career in total. You know, I think I've just used one up there, and you know, it's tough, like Michael's saying. 4 teams come together, and it's bound to be a tough start, but it's a good tough start. You know, we play against a side like Argentina. They're not going to give you any easy runs, that's for sure. In fact, they gave us a real test, and we knew they would because they're a world-class side. But now that we've had that test, you know, as Michael said, we'll take the positives, but seeing the negatives, we're glad to see them. You know, if they had to come out, they had to come out, and we can look at those and what we want to work on. You know, and we did get away with a draw, but we had a lot of pressure on their line at the end of the game. You know, had we scored then, it wouldn't have been a draw. So, you know, there's lots and lots of positives, but the whole thing about this is trying to learn quickly. And with a game against Argentina, there was nobody who was under the misunderstanding about this being a big test, and it was. And now we've got these things to learn from it. It certainly gives the next side, moving into the next game, more positives and more pluses for a big performance there. And hopefully we can continue to build like that till the end of the tour.
You're right when you say, obviously, it's good to have things to work on, but you would be astonished to think there'd be that many things to work on, Johnny, surely?
Well, I mean, I think, again, you'd be surprised. You know, it's a short time to work together, lots of ambition, and with all that ambition, I think sometimes it can really go, or it can not quite go. And today it was one of those. But I think there were glimpses there. There's no excuse here. We did lose the ball a bit, and you can't play rugby when you lose the ball. So that was obviously going to let us down. But nobody was deliberately losing the ball. It just happened, so we had to react. And it was very tough like that. It could have been a very different story had we not pulled together and come out of it. So there is positives and the negatives. Now that we've seen those and we've we got them to work on, and we got time to work on them, could really be a big bonus for us at the tour.
Well done you. Well done, Michael. Safe trip to New Zealand. Well done today. Thanks, Michael.
Well, they've got lots to learn, but Scott, they'll have to learn very fast, won't they?
They certainly will, and they've got to keep the ball. We thought they might have learned in the first half that you've got to send players to contact. They came out, they played exactly the same game in the second half. They made the same mistakes in the second half. The scrum was slightly better in the second half. I thought the line-out went particularly well. They had a good line-out, they had good ball from there. But, if you don't keep it after that, then you're going to struggle.
Dowie, what did you think of everything?
Exactly the same. I mean, Johnny was talking about giving ball away, as Scott has talked about, as Sean's talked about in the first half. Well, if you're giving ball away and you're getting isolated, you've got to put more guys into the ruck. You've got to actually react to what's happening on the pitch. And that was my biggest, criticism of today. Nobody was reacting. No one was taking the mantle up. No one was leading out there. And they just played, as Scott said, the first game was exactly the same as the second. And the better team the better team were Argentina today, and they deserve to win. That's as simple as that.
Will the whole of New Zealand be clapping their hands together and thinking, great?
No, I don't think so. I think what's happened here is that Sir Clive will be very happy in terms of this is what it's going to be like for the next 5-6 weeks, 11 games. Every game is going to be like that because you've got guys playing against the British and Irish Lions, which is the game of their life.
Who won't give them a chance?
No, exactly. and they're going to experience exactly the same thing. I'm sure they were sitting back in their hotel saying, this is what it's going to be like, this is going to be a tough game, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen when we arrive in Bay of Plenty. Now they have seen the guys that played out there for the first time for the British and Irish Lions will now realise they've got one hell of a tour ahead of them.
Positives. What, if anything, can they take from that game?
A draw. They haven't lost. Maybe they should have. I thought Argentina played particularly well. They had a good line-out. Apart from that, nothing much.
I think the positives are the things they're going to learn. They've got to, as Dowie said, they've got to throw numbers into the breakdown. They've got to throw more numbers to get the quicker ball to release the backs, to release to Johnny Wilkinson.
Can you pick out any names aside from Johnny Wilkinson?
I would say Custer. I think we mentioned Stuart mentioned it.
Julian White had
came on.
I mean,
John Hayes had a torrid time, and their White coming is so crucial to get your scrummaging. But Custer bossed. Again, he had a better platform in that second half. He was buzzing around. Gordon Darcy disappointed me, to be honest.
Shane Williams in glimpses, he showed when the game broke up, but again, there was, when they did break the game up, they didn't have anybody running off. The backs were just going one-on-one, trying to make something on their own without dummy runners. We saw the first try when there was a dummy runner, and Johnny went through and put Ollie Smith in there. It was because they created something a little bit wider. We didn't see much of that at all this afternoon.
You're going to have to react in New Zealand. You're going to have to react to what's in front of you.
That's the key,
definitely. You're going to have to change things. Like, it's almost robots out there sometimes. It's fine, you have to have your patterns. One out rugby is okay. But if something else is on, you've got to hold it. And in the back play, there was no decoys going in. The ball was so far behind and whatever. It's very, very easy to defend. And one thing Argentina can do is defend.
Sean, poor start for the Lions, but didn't Alistair Campbell once say, things can only get better from us all here? Bye for now.